Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. The chat is up and running. Happy Monday. How was your weekend? Football was weird. Let's just say it like it is. It was weird. A low scoring game followed by a high scoring game. Well, if that's any implication, maybe we're going to have a high scoring Super Bowl. Who knows? We'll find out in 2 weeks. So, what are you guys up to? I had a relatively quiet weekend. We're basically snowed in over here in Michigan. I'm on Dr. Pepper today. I'm out of Gatorades. I'll go to the grocery store tomorrow. Yeah, it was very, very cold this weekend. Lots of snow. It's ridiculous out there, so I'm staying indoors. Other than, shoveling my stoop, I haven't been outside. I think it's called a stoop. I don't know, that entrance to my apartment. And I try to keep the snow off of that. For me and my next door neighbor, we share a sidewalk and a little porch of sorts. Yeah, the news is just depressing as hell. The ICE murderers are still at it. The Epstein files still haven't come out. It's just all depressing. My opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and voice yours. The guest stars of this show are the people that are in the chat. Afternoon chats Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. One of the few shows on TV that's not trying to sell you anything. No midstream ads, no sponsors, no line of merch coming out, no nothing. I don't care about your wallet. I would care about your opinion. You're free to voice it even if you don't agree with me. This is an inclusive channel. Everyone is welcome. Been doing this 5 months now. I got 47 subscribers and 320 viewing hours. We're just flying forward. If you believe that, I can sell you a bridge in Outer Mongolia. How's that? I don't own any bridges, and I'm not really selling anything. So what's on your mind today? What do you guys want to talk about? This show has no script, no agenda. The agenda is I'm sitting here for 2 hours, and if you guys don't talk, I will. That's the whole agenda. There's no telling what I'll be thinking about. My shower drain this morning We could discuss that at length if you'd like. I used baking soda and white vinegar. That's what I had. Okay. It worked. At least I think it worked. I'll let you know tomorrow. So, what are you guys doing? I'm expecting kind of a slow week. The whole country is basically cold and snowy. I don't know if it's global warming or what, but it seems like the East Coast just got dumped on. I spent most of my adult life in Vegas, and you don't have to shovel sunshine. This that we got here, this is ridiculous. We probably got about a foot of snow on the ground, maybe more, with drifts and the snow plow piles, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I have no plans. I'm going to go to the grocery store tomorrow, have breakfast with my family, my usual Tuesday routine. I'm out of a bunch of stuff, so I need to go to the grocery store. Not much else going on around here. I did talk to one of my sons this weekend. He's doing fine. Not much else happening. I watched a couple of movies this weekend. I did a bunch of household chores, typical stuff. Yeah, Crumbelina came over. We watched Hugh Laurie singing the blues. I knew the guy from his acting in the TV show House. I didn't know he was a musician or a singer. I listened, I don't know, probably 2 hours worth. Guy's pretty good. I think he's better at piano than he is guitar, but he didn't have a problem singing while he was doing either one. So I thought he was relatively talented. I was impressed. I think his voice is better than mine. Of course, I seriously doubt I could remember all the words to one song, let alone, 20. Yeah, I listened to him and looked through the analytics on the channel. Had a brief conversation with Mike Kimber during the first football game, and I was wondering about this subscribers only mode, if that would help. And he said no. He said go just like I'm doing, and I should be fine. So I trust him. He's been doing this 7 years. I figure he knows better than me, I watched his broadcast of the first game, and then I watched Tom Grossi for the second game. I found both games rather boring. Well, it's hard for me to get into it when my Lions aren't involved, you know? My Lions, like I own a stake in the team. I do not. Okay. That's who I root for. Not too much else happening. I guess the Epstein ballroom's been stopped. Some judge told them they can't do anything else above ground. They can do the bunker. It all seems stupid to me. I'd rather have the east wing of the White House still there. Personal preference. I have not been to Washington, D.C. It's on my bucket list, you know. I'll get there eventually. I'm interested in basically seeing the Smithsonian. It's my understanding they got like 11 buildings there. I figure it'll take 2 weeks to see everything, you know. Well, I can't take a 2-week vacation now. I got podcasts 5 days a week. So, well, it's not like I could afford it anyways, you know. Yeah. Looks like today's going to be a boring show. You guys should jump in the chat and liven it up in here. Talk about something interesting. Say something profound. If you say something profound in here, we could clip it. I can't think of anything profound. I did get a short nap today. Not a long one, just a little one. Well, Tuesday's generally the day that I need the nap the most and don't get one. So, yeah, I was watching The Enforcer last night with the war news in Ukraine. It's still a mess. It's always going to be a mess. I wish somebody would give Zelensky like 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months. I think by the end of the 6 months, the war would be over. They're picking it up and putting it down on Russia. They've got to notice. The Russian people have got to notice all this crap. Just like the American people got to notice all this ICE crap that's going on. It's the same thing as far as I'm concerned. President Trump is making war on the American people. That's personal opinion. Well, economic war with the tariffs. And then, you know, sending the ICE and Border Patrol in, you know, unleashing a private army. As far as I'm concerned, that's war on the American people. Their people are dying. And not just immigrants. American citizens are dying too. Well, these guys These guys that are working for ICE and Border Patrol, they haven't thought this through. If they did, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Well, regardless of where I'm standing, I guarantee you they're not going to be pushing on me. I don't care if I'm in the street or on the sidewalk. They're not going to be pushing on me. It's not going to happen. I don't allow people to push me around. That's bullshit. You know, I don't care how many pretend badges they think they're wearing. They got no right to be pushing on anybody in this country. That's illegal. If you go up and you push somebody, that's assault. The laying on of the hands is illegal in our society. Doesn't matter if you're wearing a badge, you still can't do it. A badge doesn't give you a right to break the law. And they're murdering people that aren't doing anything. They're standing around filming, and that's our constitutional right. But, this Trump regime is attacking the Constitution at every turn. The same Constitution they took an oath to defend, they're pushing the limits. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. What they're doing is they're trying to start a civil war. I haven't seen anyone take up arms against ICE and border control yet. You cannot push Americans around. They will pick up a gun and blow you away. Plain and simple. Keep pushing. The result is inevitable as far as I'm concerned. There's too many guns in this country. That kind of shit ain't going to fly. I keep seeing them breaking the law that they're been hired and being paid to enforce, they're breaking. Racial profiling, illegal. Physical assault, illegal. I don't understand why these guys are in fully decked out in all this gear. I know that the taxpayers paid for all that gear. They're dressed like they're going into a war zone. Well, America is not a war zone. They're making it into a war zone. It's by design. They're doing this on purpose. That's my opinion. I think they're trying to cause a civil war. That's the way it appears, from my perspective, just one guy sitting on one end of his couch. You may see it differently. Feel free to jump in the chat. If you want to be able to chat, you got to get that Discord app from YouTube. It's free. I'm expecting more trouble. I'm expecting more protests. I'm expecting more confrontations. I'm expecting more death. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. They're repeating their actions that they did 2 weeks ago when they killed the Renee Good lady. I think all of this is just a brutality that Trump has unleashed on America. I'd rather have him release the Epstein files, but he won't because he's a pedophile protector. Makes me think he's a pedophile himself. Who knows? It'll all come out in the end. One of his kids will write a book. They're too greedy not to. It's pathetic what they're doing, in my opinion. But I've never spent time protecting pedophiles. I have no idea why they're doing this other than they're protecting themselves. That's the way it appears. And Congress is complicit. House of Representatives just closed. Like they don't get enough vacation, they just took another one. They don't care about doing business. They're not in the business of doing business. They're not functioning as a check and balance on the president. They're not representing the people. That's why I say we need to vote them all out of office. If they hold public office now, every time you get a chance, vote them out of office. We need a fresh crop of people. This group of politicians is not functioning. They're not representing us, so vote them out. No more incumbents. Vote them all out of office. That's my opinion. Every one of them, including the ones I like. I'm going to vote them out. No more incumbents. I don't care what party they're in. They're not going to get another term out of me because they're not functioning. Congress has gone on vacation and they're going to shut the government down. Again. They just had a shutdown and they're going to do it all over again. These Democrats keep selling each other out. Republicans keep saying, well, it's okay. It's all right. It's not okay. It's not all right. Go to the grocery store. You'll see. I went and paid rent this morning. All right. It's bull. I can prove that they're charging too much for rent. The 2 apartments to the south of me have been vacant for 6 months. They priced themselves out of the market. And it's not just here, it's all over the country. My sons in Vegas pay double what I pay. It's ridiculous. And it's by design. They want the poor, the people they can barely get by, they want them to pay for everything. The billionaires ain't paying for squat, and they're not investing in squat. To me, it's one of the biggest scams. It's that whole trickle-down economics bullshit. By this time next year, 20 million Americans will lose their health care. By this time next year, they're going to find out the real numbers from 2025. They're going to find out that the GDP reduced, growth ended. Our economy is not growing, it's reducing. It's shrinking. That's my opinion. They reduced imports. They reduced exports. They reduced government employment. They removed all the caps from healthcare costs. How do you get growth out of any of that? They increased military spending. Nope. They're shrinking the American economy. They're damaging America on a daily basis. The debacle in Davos just happened. And I think that the other world leaders are finally catching on that you can't do business with this crook. The United States is getting left out of everything. It's, I don't know, it just feels like if the United States was a car, the guy driving is a 2-year-old child. It's a matter of time before he crashes and burns. It's inevitable as far as I'm concerned. When these Epstein papers come out, all these rich guys are going to get ostracized by society. And you're going to find out that it wasn't just a few of them, it was all of them. It's pathetic. They make it awful hard to tolerate your fellow human being. I'll just say, they make it awful hard. I don't know why, other than the fact that these corporate bigwigs are bribing Trump to do all this shit. He doubled up. He took his net worth and he doubled it up in his first year of his second term. He's going to try to do the same thing next year. He'll continue to crash the stock market. Well, Iran is currently surrounded. There's an U.S. aircraft carrier in the Indian Ocean. There's an aircraft carrier in the Mediterranean. There's an aircraft carrier off the coast of Venezuela. Look, the stock market closes on Friday. So next Saturday, I fully expect him to bomb somebody. I don't know whether it'll be Iran or Venezuela, but one of them is getting bombed next Saturday, simply because on Saturday the stock market is closed. That's my prediction. I'm not privy to U.S. intelligence agencies or foreign intelligence agencies, but I'm telling you, you don't surround a country with aircraft carriers unless you're planning to assault them. You think it's cheap to put an aircraft carrier in the middle of the Indian Ocean? Costs money. Everything you do with the U.S. military costs taxpayer dollars. And they're getting ready to attack. That's the way it looks to me. And my prediction is it'll be next Saturday. The United States is going to bomb someone. I don't know who, but they're going to bomb the shit out of somebody. That's the only reason that you're going to use these aircraft carriers in such a manner. I'm thinking it's going to be Iran. I'm figuring they're going to try to assassinate the Ayatollah Khomeini. That's my best guess. But they might try to assassinate that broad down there in Venezuela too. Who knows? I don't think they're going to attack Greenland. They don't have an aircraft carrier up there. The aircraft carriers are tool number one. They don't travel alone. They have a whole battle group around them. Thousands and thousands of U.S. troops and thousands of planes. Next Saturday is near the end of the month. Makes sense. So this week, Trump will take his cash and he'll bet to short the stock market. Then they'll bomb on Saturday, maybe some more on Sunday. Then on Monday, the stock market will take a big hit. Then they'll cash out and go back into business again. Then they'll take the aircraft carriers and let them come back to Norfolk. It's all ridiculous. I honestly think it's a plan. This is Trump's version of servicing his daddy, Putin. Keep the world on its toes. Keep it in disarray. Cause your chaos. That's the way it looks to me from where I sit. Feel free to disagree. But I'm telling you, next Saturday, Iran better be in a bomb shelter. Okay. And it better be more than a couple 100 feet deep, because the U.S. is going to bomb the piss out of them. No, I think this is going to be a larger scale. Not like that 12-day bullshit they did. I think this is going to be bigger. A bigger mess. And if you don't think that I'm right, I hope I'm not. I really do. I saw what he's done in Syria. In Syria, you may not realize this, but the U.S. changed sides. We used to back the Kurds, and now we're backing the guys that are killing the Kurds. The U.S. did a complete 180. They switched sides completely. Now they're backing a dictator. Prior, they were backing a democracy. And they changed sides in the war. And the Kurds that wanted democracy are getting slaughtered. It's criminal. And it's not going to get any better. American foreign policy sucks. American foreign policy right now is to attack our allies and defend and shore up dictators around the world. I think Trump sold out the free world. Personal opinion. And little Marco Rubio. Take a look at this guy. Pathetic. That's my opinion. These people cannot be trusted. The American government cannot be trusted. Not by Americans, not by our allies, and not by our enemies. As far as I'm concerned, when Trump's second term ends, he's planning to retire in Moscow. That's the way it looks to me. Some place that will not extradite to the United States. Moscow. I think that's been his plan for 20 years. That's the way it looks to me. Yeah, it's a boring show. Sorry. When you guys don't get in the chat, we're stuck with wherever my mind wanders, and my mind says This is going to continue and it's going to get worse. There's no reason for it to improve. We're doing the exact same things. Congress just took a vacation. They're not going to work to straighten out ICE and tell Trump pull these troops out of Minnesota. They're not going to do it. They don't care. They've already gotten their bribes. They don't care. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what the minimum bribe is. I know I can't afford it. If I had the money, I'd bribe somebody just to try to get one thing to work right. The Supreme Court's moving at a snail's pace. They don't care. They've been bought and paid for. I expect them to take another vacation. That's the way it looks. What do you expect? You take a look at America's foreign policy. It doesn't look good to me. And the free world is taking it in the shorts. Donald Trump has turned his back on them. He don't like them because they don't spoil him. They don't bribe him enough. He wanted the Nobel Peace Prize. He wants a Trump Tower in every major city across the planet. And he wants you to parade him around in front of a bunch of pretty girls. That's all he likes. Most self-serving U.S. president I've ever seen in my lifetime. Yeah, they're going to attack Iran or somebody next Saturday. I guarantee it. That's my opinion. I'll be on here next Monday, and I'll be the one sitting around saying, I told you so. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind chimes outside my window or not. My mic picks up pretty much everything. The wind's picking up, the snow's drifting. Yeah. Well, the temp did warm up. It was 15 degrees earlier. That's warmed up compared to how the weekend was. I woke up Saturday morning, I think it was negative 15. So, what do you guys want to talk about? What's on your mind? I haven't seen any of the regulars. Well, some of the regulars, their class just ended. I was thinking I might do an AI project. Well, I'm trying to get my channel noticed. And I think that I could do an AI project on the cheap. And you ain't gonna like the AI project I was gonna do. I was gonna do an Epstein Island party as a movie with AI representing every name that we've gotten out of the Epstein papers so far. It seems that it's writing itself, and the fact that they won't release all the file, that means that it's going to stay in the news. And as long as it's in the news, if I make a short film, just an hour film of a party with Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, all of these guys, and just show some opulence in a social setting for the weekend, I think I could make it pretty nasty. I was thinking I could do it X-rated. I think that'd be funny. I wouldn't ask an actor to be in something like that, but I could get AI, I'm sure. I don't know, maybe later in the week I'll call my computer guy and see what he can come up with. It would be interesting. And I think it would make the news. It'd probably go viral. I see all kinds of AI shit going viral. I'm just saying. I'm not going to put anything AI in this show, but I need to advertise my channel. So if I were to put out a viral video of some type, that would help. I really don't want to be that controversial, but I could come up with all kinds of AI stuff. I think it'd be interesting. Yeah, I'll call my computer guy this week, bend his ear for a minute. It could get interesting. You never know. Yeah, let's get on to something else. I'm going to have ham steak for dinner. I'm thinking ham steak, baked potato. I made chocolate cake last night. Yeah. No frosting, just chocolate cake. I don't like frosting, it's too sweet. But I do like chocolate cake. I ate a lot last night. I probably ate a quarter of the cake last night. I went back in there and got seconds. I know that. In there is in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah, there's no Monday Night Football tonight. And Monday night, there's no enforcer, so no war news. Well, if I wanted to, I could punch up, what is it, Flight Radar 24. Smoke a bowl and you can get into that for about an hour. Get buried, lost in the weeds. I just think it's hilarious. Oh, you can see every plane that's got its transponder on the whole globe. You can't see the ones with the transponders turned off, but you can see all of them that got the transponders turned on. And I don't know if you have to sign up to that or not. I'm not sure if it's free or not. I always see it on the Enforcer channel when I'm watching them. They punch it up. Yeah. When I'm too lazy to sit up straight, I just turn the laptop down. Well, sometimes sitting up straight's a lot of work. I enjoy doing this show. I really do. And I'm hoping to meet some new people this week. Well, I'm hoping to meet new people on every show, but I like to find out what's going on in their corner of the world, what's their priorities are, what's on their mind. I think by not having anyone in the chat, this show gets boring in a hurry. Well, I look back and I look at some of my videos, and some of them really stink, man. Some of them are fun. Some of them are interesting, but a lot of them really suck. That's my opinion. What's yours? And in 5 months' time, nobody said a bad word to me in the chat. I haven't got a dislike. Nothing negative. The only feedback I get is positive. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Yeah, I almost trimmed the beard this morning. I was thinking now I'll just start curling it under or something because it's getting kind of long. I'm not going to dye it, but I keep catching it in the zipper of my hoodie. So I was thinking if I curl it in, maybe I'll stop zipping it into the hoodie. Yeah, so I'm probably I finished that Dairy Girls all 3 seasons. Yeah. Tragedy Tales. I got something marked. I'm gonna watch a video on Tragedy Tales this week. I don't remember what I marked, but I marked something. I said, all right, I'll check that out. It probably had to do with hiking. I used to do a lot of hiking when I was young. Well, hiking and hunting, a lot of similarities. When I was out in Vegas, I used to go up to Mount Charleston. I think it's about 20 miles outside of Vegas. About an 8,000-foot elevation. I'd go out and hike up there so that I could get in shape for when I was doing a hunting or a fishing trip in Colorado. Yeah, the mountains in Colorado are a lot higher. I liked hiking in the mountains up to about 12,000 foot. I like to get up to Timberline. It's what I used to do. Fishing those high mountain lakes for trout, it's not as good as fishing was in Michigan. Fishing in Michigan is by far the best I've found. Yeah, they got big catfish down south, but I'm not really a catfish guy. I'm more of a bass guy. I use all lures when I fish. I used to do live bait, but it's not worth the hassle. Make my own lures. There's just something about bass fishing that I really enjoy. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Viewership is down this week so far. Well, I don't know who YouTube is marketing us to. I'm on 3 different algorithms with YouTube, so evidently we're not out there today. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should do some research into it, but I'm not going to get on any of these other platforms. I just don't like them. I enjoy YouTube. Crumbelina was over, and I showed her. CBS showed her the snow that was falling in the football game for about 5 minutes. We saw a punt and couldn't see where the ball went. So then I went back into YouTube and went to Mike Kimber's channel. Much more entertaining. And no commercials. Now, YouTube does tell me I need to tell or ask people to like and subscribe to the channel. Uh, Evidently, it helps the algorithm somehow. But yeah, I'll probably figure it out next year. I'm just not detail oriented enough to look into it any further. But I do enjoy doing the show, so, as long as I'm motivated to get up every day and do this 5 days a week, I'm fine. You never know. I gave you my prediction for Saturday. United States is going to bomb somebody next Saturday. Tell your friends. Tell them you heard it here. I don't mind. And I'll go to breakfast and grocery shop tomorrow. Maybe I'll have something interesting to talk about. Maybe, maybe not. Well, Michigan in the dead of winter gets pretty quiet. I'm just sitting around waiting on spring. Springtime, you get a fishing license and you just go outdoors. I love the outdoors in Michigan. It's beautiful. Well, even in the snow, there's a lot of stuff to do for those of you that are physically active. Skiing, snowboarding, snowmobiling. They've got something called the Boardman Trail here in Michigan. Goes up the west coast, the west side of Michigan. It goes north and south. The Basically the full length of the lower peninsula, the Boardman Trail. It goes from one bar to another. I didn't design it. I'm not a big bar guy anymore. I was when I was young, but I don't do bars now. Well, I'm an old man. I think bars are more for younger. A few women too, but I don't know. I don't think that the newer generation, they don't seem to be as social. I think they go to events more, but I don't think that they hang out in bars per se. But spring's only a couple of months away. We can make it. We'll get there eventually. So, what do you guys want to talk about? What's going on? What's the story in your neck of the woods? I was thinking about getting an RV, driving around the country for a couple of years. That might be fun. Well, I traveled a lot when I was young, and I liked it. I was thinking about doing some grant research and see if uh, the Trump administration is giving out any grants. I don't think they are. I could be wrong, but I was thinking, well, I'll do a little research. Maybe I can do something. Take this show on the road. Might be interesting. You never know. Might be what this channel needs. I don't know. What do you think this channel needs? Feel free to jump in the chat. Educate me. I like doing this. It'll be better when the chat's populated every day, but I don't think many people know about this. Well, I'm sure if I wanted to pay YouTube money, they'd advertise it more. That's generally the way it works, right? Same thing with my book on Amazon. If I want to spend money and advertise it, they'll get it out in front of more people. No, I'm not selling the book on here. This is a different project. I don't want to have a sponsor, and I don't want to try to sell anybody anything on this show. It should be interesting to see what happens. This is going to be a pivotal year for this channel. I can tell you that. Well, I've been doing this for 5 months now. And I'm getting approximately 10 subscribers a month. It's just moving too slow. It's crawling. I want it to grow faster. And I'm going to come up with some ideas to make it grow faster that don't cost me a fortune. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to do something. Okay. Well, I made shorts this year. I made some opinion and explanation videos this year. And I'm still doing the live stream this year. So I'm thinking I'll come up with a couple of more videos. I don't know of what, but I was thinking I could do one about ICE and I could do one about Epstein. Well, I don't know if I need to do like a 2-hour movie or something like that, but I can do some other stuff. I've never messed with AI myself, but I got a guy. I think that's part of being raised in Michigan. We always know a guy, you know. Well, I used to know a guy that could weld, another guy that was good with uh, gasoline engines. You always know a guy that's good at something. I don't know what I'm good at anymore, but probably nothing. But yeah, I used to have a backyard mechanic back in the day. I'd buy the beer and the parts. He could fix anything. Yeah, I don't do it anymore. I don't drink. I didn't even have a beer this weekend. I thought about it, but I didn't. I made a chocolate cake instead. That's what I did in my beer drinking time. Instead of drinking a beer, I went out to the kitchen and I made a chocolate cake. It took, I don't know, 40 minutes total. Had to preheat the oven. Yeah, I'm going to have ham steak, baked potato, and maybe green beans today. I don't know. I might make a salad instead of the green beans. I could make a big salad and skip the baked potato. I'm just trying to be consistent with the channel. Be here every Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 Eastern. Be dependable, be reliable. A lot of people jump in 10, 15 minutes at a whack. It's fine with me. Well, a show like today's is pretty boring. But the days when people are in the chat, it goes really fast. Especially the final 20 minutes. It just flies by. Yeah, the days are starting to get a little longer. I noticed that last night. It didn't get dark till 6:30. Longer days is what we need. I'm not sure when the time changes in this spring. Is that May? Or is that in April? Yeah, I'm going to try to do a little bit of research on grants and stuff, and maybe I can, I don't know, come up with a set, something pretty behind me. I was noticing that on Tom Grousy's. There's so much stuff to look at. Well, Mike Kimber doesn't have a set like that. He uses a green screen. And he'll post like stats of the game and stuff like that. You'll know who the leading receivers and running backs are and that kind of stuff. But Tom Grousey's set, every little corner has got a different hat or a helmet or something that you can look at. I think it makes it more interesting. I don't know. I was thinking I could just get even like some kind of a wallpaper or something to put back here behind the couch. Put some color in this. I only wear black and gray t-shirts. And I'm sitting on a black couch. When I decorated the living room, I didn't realize that I'd be doing a podcast here. I could look into getting another camera too. I think most of the podcasters nowadays are using StreamYard. I'm just using YouTube. It's all Google, Everything is all basically the same company. So it all works. But I was thinking if I get another camera, I could get rid of this reflection that comes off of my glasses of the computer screen. See it there? It drives me nuts. I do have eyes. They're hazel. But the lighting's not too bad. It's bright on this side of my face because I get the window here. Sunlight comes in through the window. I suppose I could close the drapes and balance it out, but it's close enough. I did a photography class when I was like 14 and learned a little bit about lighting. And I'm somewhere between 3/4 and full lighting. I don't know. Maybe I'll get Crumbelina to take me light shopping. She loves to shop. She's good at it. I'm not. I am trying to get better. I went and was clipping coupons last night. So, yeah, I know. I'm not real good at that stuff. Crumbelina is the one that's detail oriented, not me. I used to be detail oriented. Not anymore. Well, I think it made a difference when you got paid to pay attention to details. Ain't nobody paying me now, so I don't really care that much. At least I'm finding out that I don't give a shit. And I think we're doing a record today. I think we've got 0 viewers today. 5 months in. Well, it's Monday. People are busy, you know. I try to stay positive, 47 subscribers and counting, We're growing. We're just growing slow. We've had a couple of people that disappeared from the chat that I'm actually worried about. Well, I don't know if they got into trouble with their governments for what they were saying on here. I really don't know. But I haven't heard from them for a while, and they were present before. I don't know. We'll find out. Time will tell. But I enjoy meeting people. It's what I did for 33 years in Vegas. I enjoyed it a lot. I used to be amazed at the number of table games dealers that were afraid to have a conversation with the people, afraid of their own customers. They used to, well, I know you don't know them when they walk up, but you got to introduce yourself and find out their names and, go from there. But there were a number of dealers, and I considered them to be dead weight. They weren't making any tips. Okay. Well, a lot of table game dealers are only in it for 1 year, 2 years tops. They never get really good or possess any real skill. I do consider it to be a skilled trade, just like anything else. I could do some gaming instruction videos. You guys let me know if you're interested in that. If you are, I can pop them off. I could do one on money management. I could do them on card counting. It's not illegal to count cards. It's not a crime. And it does help you if you're going to gamble. Well, I consider myself to be one of the better card counters in the world. Counting the cards and catching the cards are two different things. A card counter knows that the blackjack is coming, but he doesn't know who's going to get it. Maybe the dealer gets it. Maybe the player next to him gets it. It's not that precise. You can increase your odds by playing multiple hands on the table. If you're playing 3 different spots and going against one dealer, odds are that you're going to get better cards than he's going to get more often. but it's not guaranteed. If it was guaranteed, it wouldn't be called gambling. It'd be called sure thing. I don't know. I was thinking I might do something else too. I was thinking about maybe just doing some research videos. Well, like what car is best to buy? The only videos I see on that are put out by the dealerships that are actually selling the car. Have you ever seen those videos where they run the cars into a wall at 35 miles an hour? It's disgusting. The cars fold up like an accordion. It's a miracle anybody lives from any accident at over 30 miles an hour. Some of the cars are designed better than others. That's the way it looks. But you've got other things with, houses even. I don't know. I'll come up with something. It should be interesting to see what I finally decide on. Well, you got to keep in mind, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. I compare it to a blind man that just bought a new house. You got to walk around and find out where everything is before you start walking into walls, breaking your nose. But I was thinking I could do some instructional videos. Well, how about a research video that tells you how to research? The average guy, when he does like a Google search and the top 5 sponsored ads come up, I'm not sure that guy knows how to find the actual information he was looking for without falling into a trap of what somebody's trying to sell him. You can find all kinds of rabbit holes, and no matter what rabbit hole you go down on the internet, you're going to find somebody that's trying to sell you something, and they're presenting their information saying this is fact when it's not. And some people don't know how to sort out what's real from what's a commercial. There are actually people out there that think human beings can live in space. They've been watching Star Trek for 30 years. Okay. They lost track of what's real and what's fake. Okay. That's why there's so much fake news. Because they've blurred the lines between reality and fiction. Human beings can't live in space. We need the Earth's sunlight. We need the Earth's gravity. We need the Earth's air. We need the Earth's water. Okay. We need all of those things. That's part of what makes us human beings, is the planet Earth. There might be livable planets elsewhere, but if you send people there, it's the same thing as if you go out into the wilderness in Canada or Alaska. Life gets hard in a hurry. There's no power companies on these other planets. Where are you going to get your electricity? You're going to have to make it. Where's your gas? Oh, you're going to have to make that too. You know what I mean? They can talk about colonizing Mars all they want, but it's fantasy. It's not reality. Human beings cannot function without the planet Earth. This is where we must stay. Okay. It's nice to think that maybe someday we could make it in another planet, but it's probably not going to happen in our lifetimes. That's my opinion anyways. I mean, feel free to jump in the chat and express yours. But in my opinion, it's all fantasy. We got one planet and one human race, and we need each other. Anything that goes wrong on this planet must be fixed by a human being. And a human being is only going to be able to survive on this planet. You can put a man on the moon for a week, but that don't mean he can live there. What food is there on the moon? None. And it's a little bit far away. You can't get Uber Eats to bring you any food up there. Not going to happen. You can't grow crops. There's no water. There's no oxygen. Anybody that you see growing plants on another planet, it's fantasy. It's not real. Reality is it's what we have to deal with. Fantasy is nice, but it's not the real world. That's my opinion. What's yours? Jump in the chat. I don't understand why someone that cannot afford to live on this planet thinks he could afford to live on another planet. Not going to happen. There's no employer on Mars. Okay. I think that, it's just like watching a John Wick movie. It's all make believe. None of it is real. Suits that stop bullets and knives? Nope. If they had them, they would weigh so much that you couldn't move if you had them on. None of that is reality. Well, the reality of life is real simple. You need all the other human beings. Life isn't the same without them. Without the other human beings, you have no quality of life. You know, that's what's wrong with this whole America First agenda. Without these other countries, we ain't got squat. Where are you going to get coffee? We don't make it in America. They can get some in Hawaii. Some. Not enough to support the world. No, you need all other human beings. That's where your quality of life comes in. Walking over and flipping on the light switch. That's your quality of life. Walking out and turning on the faucet. That's your quality of life. Going out to a movie. Quality of life. Other people made the movie. Other people show the movie. It's not you doing it all. You rely on everybody. You can't go out to dinner without a restaurateur and a cook and a waitress and all the people it takes to run that business. That business can't stay afloat without all of its customers. We're all interrelated and we're all codependent on one another. Go ahead, keep thinking your race is the best. You're a fool. Okay. You can't survive without all these other people. Your quality of life goes right out the crapper. You're done. It's like right now. I can't drive down the street if the guy with the snowplow didn't go down and clean the road. We can't, traffic has no flow without the guy that made the lights and the guy that strung the electric power to those lights. We need them all. We need every human being on this planet in order for us to have our quality of life. The second that these other human beings are all gone, we're all screwed. Without everybody else, you ain't got squat. I don't care how rich you are. Without everybody else, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got no quality of life. You're dependent on everybody, on all those human beings. I know you don't know who the hell they are. You don't know their names. You don't even think you like them. I'm telling you, they're your best friend. You just ain't met them yet. Okay. You cannot function without them. Go out in the wilderness, build yourself a cabin, live your life. First thing that happens is your life expectancy drops from here to here quickly. You ain't got no doctor. You ain't got no hospital. You ain't got no grocery store. You ain't got no snowplow. You ain't got no other people. Life gets difficult in a real quick, short amount of time. Instantly, your life sucks. The only reason your life is enjoyable at all is because of the other human beings. You got no TV without other human beings. You've got no internet without other human beings. You want to go it alone? Go ahead and try. It ain't going to work, honey. You'll be up shit creek without a paddle, as they say. No, you need all your fellow human beings, every one of them, every color, every religion, every language. You need them all. You cannot function without them. And for you to sit here and think that you can is absurd. It shows you that you are stupid. Okay. You need all those human beings. That's where your quality of life comes in. The reason we have cities is so that all human beings can come together and work together, put their differences aside, and life gets easy. Without those other human beings, if you want to go it one-on-one, good luck with that. That's why we have cities, because without them, life is hard. I see it all the time. These people think, I don't like anybody. I'm mad at all these people. I'm angry at all of these other people. They're not as good as me. Bullshit. Okay. You can't survive without them. Go ahead. Feed your prejudice. Feed your hatred. What's it going to get you? You're going to die alone. Okay. Everything you go to do is going to be harder without other people. I don't care who you are. You can be 6'5", 250 pounds of solid muscle. Go out into the wilderness and try to survive. Life gets tough. Your life expectancy is gone. One pack of wolves, one grizzly bear, you're done, son. Okay? You need other people. You need as many other people as you can find. They make your life easy. You can't turn on TV without all the people that run the whole streaming setup, the whole internet. We all are codependent on one another. Take them for granted. Ignore them. Feed your hatred. Feed your prejudice. It'll do you nothing. It'll get you nothing. If you want to succeed, get more people. Get around more people. The more people live in your city, the more things there are to do in your city. You want to go live in Hicksville, Ohio, where there is no movie theater, where there's only one restaurant to go out and eat. Where's your quality of life? You get into a decent sized town, and now you've got a plethora of restaurants that you can go and eat at. You've got a bunch of movie theaters that you can go to. Do you want the 7 o'clock show, the 8 o'clock show, or the 9 o'clock show? If there's only one theater, there's only one show. You need all those other people That's where your quality of life comes in. Move out in the middle of nowhere and walk over and hit your light switch. There's no electricity. Why? No other people. You know how people used to get water? They used to have to drill a well, and then they used to pump it by hand. No electricity to pull that water out of the ground. Your life gets harder without other people. The only reason that you have ease in life and the only reason you have quality of life is because of all the other people. If you live in northern Alaska, where's your quality of life? There's no other people around. You got none. Plain and simple. Your quality of life comes from all those other human beings that you dislike. Dislike them all you want, but you better get past it because your life has better options for you the more people you're around. If you want to go in New York City and do something at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can. Try that at Hicksville, Ohio, where everything's closed and everyone's asleep by 11 p.m. You ain't going out at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's nothing to do. Everything's closed. No quality of life. Your quality of life is brought to you by your fellow human beings. And you got these politicians that tell you, oh, that fellow human being isn't good enough to be your friend. Bullshit. Okay. He's plenty good enough. He gets up and he goes to work every day, regardless of what his job is. We all do. Every human being on this earth gets up and goes to work every day, or they don't survive. If you're living in a grass shack in Somalia, you've got to get up and go to work every day or you don't survive. If you're living in LA, you've got to get up and go to work every day or you don't survive. We all get up every day and go to work. We all do our job. We all participate in this, and that's why it all works. That's why you have an option to walk out your front door and go find entertainment. You can go bowling. You can go skiing. You can go snowmobiling. You can go and do any goddamn thing you want because of all the other people. Without them, you ain't got squat. You need all the other human beings for your quality of life. That's where it comes from. And when you value all those other human beings, you can't hate them. You can't lash out at them. If I go into the restaurant that I am going to tomorrow morning and I walk up and I curse out the cook, I'm going to go out there tomorrow morning and he's going to say, get the hell out of here. I don't need you. Where's my quality of life? Oh, I just destroyed it because I couldn't keep my mouth shut and I had to pick on some cook. Sorry. You better control yourself. You better control your actions. And you better learn how to get along with your fellow human being, because your fellow human being is what's giving you your quality of life. Where would you be without everybody? There's nothing for you to go and do. You can't turn on TV. You can't turn on an electric light switch. You can't get running water without all these other human beings. There's no gas company. There's no gas at the gas station without the guys that are drilling the oil, without the guys that are refining the oil, without the truck drivers that are delivering the oil. You need them all. Every single human being on this planet is helping you. You just don't realize it. You think you're better than them. Yeah, that's a real good attitude. It'll get you nowhere. I don't care what you do for entertainment. I'm telling you, it's better when there are more people. You have more options of things to do. If you get into small town, there are fewer options. It's not as fun. Your quality of life comes from your fellow human beings. When I walk out the door tomorrow morning, I have options. And I'm thankful that I have all those options. My life would not be of good quality if I had to get up tomorrow and go get my firewood, go get my water, go hunt or fish in order to feed myself. It's much more convenient to go to the grocery store. It's much more convenient to walk over to the thermostat and dial that sucker up and say, give me heat, please. I love my fellow human beings, each and every one of them. They have an intrinsic value. And what is that value? That value is my quality of life. I need them. I respect them. I'm happy that they all get up and go to work every day. It pleases me to no end. I love the conveniences we have nowadays. I remember what it was like before the internet was invented. When I was a kid, I had 3 TV channels. 3. When I was a kid, laying on the living room floor, watching TV, my mother sitting in the couch behind me, and she'd say, switch the channel. I was the remote control. Nowadays, we've got remote controls everywhere for everything. I got one for my space heater. I got 2 for my TV. I got a remote control for my air conditioner. Thank God those guys went to work and made these. Thank God we've got electricity. Thank God for all those other people, all those other human beings that gave me my quality of life. So I ask you, can you value your fellow human beings? I can. Okay. I'm just saying, I love them all. I need them all. I want them all. One planet, one human race. We need both. The planet, when it needs to be fixed, anything that needs to be fixed on it must be done by a human being. A dog can't fix global warming. He can't do it. It's going to take a human being. The only thing that can save the planet are the human beings. And the human beings all are interdependent on one another. That's where our quality of life comes from. Get back in a time machine and go back 100 years ago and look how difficult life was. Before there were automobiles, what'd you have to do? You either had to own a horse or you had to walk. Hello? Now we got paved streets, sidewalks, curbs. They're snow plowed. They're repaired when they break down. You don't have to do all that. You're depending on other human beings. Keep on taking them for granted. Keep on thinking you don't need them. You're the one that's going to die alone. Okay. You're the one that's going to lose your quality of life. Your quality of life comes from your fellow human being. And on that, I'm going to end this show. Okay. Our 2 hours is about up. Afternoon Chat's the name of the show. Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A free show. I do need to ask you to like and subscribe for YouTube. I am trying to grow the channel. But I'm telling you right now, be nice to everybody all of the time. That stranger is not your enemy. He's your best friend. You just haven't met him yet. You don't believe me? Ask him to lunch. You share a meal with the guy. You'll understand what I'm talking about. I don't care who he is. I don't care what religion. I don't care what race. I don't care anything about it. I don't care if he weighs 600 pounds. You have no reason to fear him. You have every reason to befriend him. That's my outlook on life. I'm telling you, be nice to everybody all of the time. You're going to like the end result. Personal opinion. I'm Ghost Mostly, the host of the show. I'll be on tomorrow at 3. I hope to see you here. With that said, enjoy. Find some joy in your life. Surround yourself with good people. You're going to like the end result. I guarantee it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Be happy. Be together. Okay?